Thanks, Ballant. Well, it's a brand that began in 2018 and specializes in sustainable but functional, innovative design. And they're going to be in the upcoming Peoria Fashion Week. We have Jody here to tell us all about it. Thanks for being here, Jody.
Thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome. So this got started in 2018. Tell us a little bit about the idea and, kind of how you got inspired.
Well, initially, the story goes back a little bit further. I started sewing when I was about 2013. I think about 14 years old. I'm 25 now. So the story's been going for 11 years. But this brand here about around 2017, 2018, I got in a position to where I was 18 out of high school. I didn't have much money. I was trying to be resourceful. So then I was looking into thrift shop. I've always been into sustainability, into thrift shopping and secondhand clothing. So I try to combine the two of my passion for clothing and my passion for upcycling, put it together. And that's how this was brought about.
Interesting. So you just kind of combine different pieces, or tell us how.
Well, what I did, for example, most of these pieces right here, for example, this one, I would take 2-3 pairs of jeans that somebody maybe gave me that were already ripped, and what I'll do is that I'll just take them in, and whatever kind of flows to me is for me is like a form of self-expression.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, this jacket, I got this from this tapestry was from a friend, and the corduroy was actually from a pair of overalls that got ripped. So my friend said, well, these are no longer useful. See if you can do anything with them. So I just put them together a couple of days ago, added a zipper and the collar myself.
That's awesome.
So mostly what I try to do is creating something out of nothing, bringing new life to maybe old trash. You know the saying, one man's trash, another man's treasure?
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole theme about the design, about this brand, Grandpa Jody specifically.
Grandpa Jody.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How did you come up with Grandpa Jody then?
when I graduated high school, I really don't want to limit myself to just a designer because there's always a lot of other passions that I've had. But when I was in New York after high school, I think it was just the style and the kind of the way that I would tell stories. People just started calling me Grandpa, and I had gray hair at the time too, like a blondish gray. And I just changed my Instagram name to that. You know, social media nowadays is a big thing. So after 5 years of people calling me Grandpa in public and stuff, I said, I'm just gonna keep it. It's not really anything too deep as I would like it to be, but it kind of plays in with the grandpa and the vintage aesthetic of the whole brand. I try to make flare bottom pants and stuff like that. So patchwork, it kind of is like a reference to the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So it all kind of makes sense in my own way.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you're gonna be in Peoria Fashion Week coming up.
Yes.
Why did you decide to say yes to this event?
Well, I had met Ezra at the last fashion show I did in Springfield. I think he's one of the coordinators of the event, and I really respected what he did. I liked the photography that he does especially, and I just haven't felt like I've really made as much of a presence in the fashion scene in Illinois since I've been here. I've never stopped creating just because it's my passion, but I never was too out there just because I wasn't really sure there was a scene. So when I found that, I was so excited to be a part of it because it's just a new way to network, interact with other designers, other creative people. So yeah, I was glad to be a part of it, and I'm happy to be here too. So
yeah, what would you say to somebody who maybe is a little bit nervous about? You mentioned that this is a form of self-expression, but what if they're, I don't know if someone's gonna like it, or they're a little hesitant to kind of get the ball rolling?
Well, see, that was the same thing for me. I was because people see what I do and they might think it's a little bit obscure or strange, but I just think it's about a matter of perseverance and continuing to push something. If you really believe in something and you see that you have a talent and a calling for something, I feel like you should try to pursue that as much as you want. And sometimes you just might not be presenting it to the right people. For example, I went to an event recently and I did a vendor's market, and I sold out pieces that I've had for 6 years. I sold everything out. And I was sitting on thinking, well, maybe this is not what people like, but maybe I just wasn't presenting it the right way or presenting to the right people. So sometimes it's just about continuing to keep the ball rolling, keep practicing your skills, keep sharpening your tools, and eventually it'll fall into place if you have your heart in the right place.
Yeah, makes sense. So with this, though, is it kind of just a one piece, or do you ever kind of try to do the same piece over again?
Well, see, that's what I kind of incorporated. I don't know if they could pan to the bottom. I have the T-shirts and I have hats.
Yep.
And I also, as well, for pieces like this is actually something that I've created for a client of mine. So there are things that I can make that this can be easily reproduced.
Mm-hmm.
But this was just an idea that came based off a sketch and some reference designs.
Nice.
So anything like this, I could recreate multiple pieces of this. But for the most part, just to keep the brand sustainable and to keep the actual, because there's already enough clothes on the earth, I try to just do as much mixed matches as this. This is a tapestry. I actually made this hoodie last night.
Oh, wow.
This is a tapestry that was old. I got it for 25 cents at a thrift shop. and I was able to make that hoodie out of it. So
That is
I like to
amazing.
do. It makes me more satisfaction bringing life to something old.
Yeah, and
to
you know,
making-
again, as you said, one man's trash, another man's treasure.
Yeah, and then
that's
it's
for sure.
what you have is whenever I make one of these pieces, like a patchwork piece or something, it's you know that you're not gonna be able to find another piece like this anywhere else. Like, and you know that it's gonna be from me. You might have my tag on it, so you'll forever be able to know where you got it from. But you'll be unique. It'll be special to you. That's the point of clothing for me. Is just have those pieces that are special to you that you can keep for a long time in your life. You know, that's what the point of sustainable clothing is.
Yeah, yeah. Now, real quick, where can people find you on social media?
Right now, you can only find me on Instagram.
Okay.
Sorry, at Grandpa Jody. It's able to have my logo right there. That's where I usually do my commissions on Instagram DM or email.
Okay.
And right now, the website is coming soon. So
Sounds good. All right, he'll be at Peoria Fashion Week coming up here on the 16th. Jordy, thank you so much for
Thank you
being
for
here.
having
Best
me,
of
babe.
luck. You're
Thank you.
welcome. All right, we'll be right back.